What's up, everybody? Welcome to the African Frame podcast. This is episode 2. I'm not alone. I'm with my co-host Rob Sibeko, and we have a special guest, Zanozuko Mlambo. Last time I had Zanozuko, it was when we were doing the Africa is Next podcast. We were talking about Magneto. But yeah, we just thought we should add him on to this discussion, which is the Dark Knight. So you guys are
Your
fine.
awesomeness.
How are you guys doing before we get into it? You guys are good?
Yeah, medium well, side order chips. I'm good, man.
I've never heard that response in my life before.
I am never topping that, so I'll just say I'm fine.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Nah,
Anyway,
man. Yeah.
yeah. Thanks to everybody who's watched the first one, the Batman Begins one. We really appreciate it, guys. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, look, go crazy, comment, share. You'll definitely not regret this. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Whole
Dark Knight.
shebang.
Pardon?
I was saying the whole shebang.
Yeah, the whole shebang, man. So yeah, as usual, I just wanted to just give people background. So The Dark Knight is basically a movie that came out in 2008, directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Christian Bale, Maggie Gyllenhaal. So Maggie Gyllenhaal basically replaced Katie Holmes as Rachel Dawes, because Katie Holmes was doing, I think, Mad Money with Queen Latifah and Diane Keaton. Then you have Eric Eckhart, who plays the role of Two-Face Harvey Dent. Then you still have Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon. You have Michael Caine as Alfred Pennyworth. You have uh, who's this? Lucius Fox, who's played by Morgan Freeman. And then you have Heath Ledger as the Joker. Am I forgetting anybody? You have Eric Roberts as Maroni. You
And
have
Michael J. White as one of the bad guys. I forget his name now.
oh yes, yes. Enough with the clown. And then you have
Yep.
and then you have who's this guy?
Ooh, and the Chinese guy.
Yeah, the Chinese guy. Yeah.
I forget his name now.
Yeah, I never knew his name. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, me neither. I just
Straight
know
up.
that he was also in Ghost in the Shell. He played Togusa in Ghost in the Shell.
Mm.
There's someone that I'm forgetting, man. Someone
The
important.
bank robbery guy is pretty important. He was pretty great.
Oh yes,
You guys are dead.
he played.
You don't like this.
He played
Oh, he's
Mahoney.
Mahoney.
Yeah,
Mahoney in,
Yeah.
yeah, in Prison Break.
Schofield. Prison Break.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But there's also someone else, guys.
Ooh.
You mentioned Eckhart. You
Yes.
mentioned Holmes. You mentioned Oldman. Oh, Cillian Murphy. That's what you're thinking of.
Yes.
A scarecrow.
Yes,
Yeah,
Killian
the
Murphy.
Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So anyway,
Fun fact.
pardon?
Oh, wow.
Fun fact. According to the research I was doing, he might be the only person to actually reprise his role in a sequel, in live action, in terms of being a Batman character. The first Batman villain to ever continue his role.
Yeah, because he was in all 3 movies.
Yeah,
Mm.
all 3 movies. No one else has done that. Like, that's crazy. Even the Tim Burton ones.
Oh wow.
You don't see Catwoman twice. You don't see Jack Nicholson twice.
Hmm.
Yeah, you don't see Penguin.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Even if his role was minor. I mean, look, it seems like Christopher Nolan and Cillian Murphy have done a lot of projects together. We like saying Christian Bale and who's this guy? Leonardo DiCaprio. But if you think about it, Cillian Murphy is now in Oppenheimer. He was in Inception. You remember?
Dunkirk as well. Yeah.
What's that?
Dunkirk as well.
Oh, Dunkirk. I've never seen Dunkirk, but he's in there as well.
Yeah.
Jeez. So basically, that's because I know he also includes Michael Caine in almost all his movies.
Yes.
Except
He's always
Michael
yeah.
Caine's not in Oppenheimer, but he's in like 9 out of 10 of
Yeah. A lot of directors have a guy. A lot of directors have guys. For example, what's his name? The guy that just got the DC universe,
James
Guardians of the
Gunn.
Galaxy guy.
James
Yeah,
Gunn.
yes, James Gunn. You know the person that plays the lady in Peacemaker. The side,
the blonde
yeah,
lady.
yeah, no, the blonde. Yes, that's his wife.
Really?
Yeah, that's his wife, and apparently he's in Guardians 3 as well. And now you're starting to see Nathan Fillion in a lot more stuff
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion is actually going to be in Superman Legacy as Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern. So,
There we go. Yeah.
and also the High Revolutionary. Is it the High Evolutionary? The guy in Guardians 3?
I think you're right. Yeah.
He's also
Yes.
in America.
Yeah, I saw that scene. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Fillion would make a good Green Lantern. He's got
Yeah.
He's a
the
bit
wit.
old though. I feel like he should still be Nathan Drake. I think he can still pull that off, sort of. But he might be old for Green Lantern. I don't know.
Fun fact: he used to play Hal Jordan in the animated series. So it's like
that is true.
You're too old to play Hal Jordan, so you'll play Guy Gardner, but you'll still be a Green Lantern. You know?
And when are we getting our Jon Stewart? Can't they find the right black man yet? What's going on?
I guess they're struggling because apparently Jon Stewart was supposed to appear in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but then they did the Martian Manhunter instead.
Instead, yeah.
In that last scene. Yeah.
They just need to go to London and find a black actor. Like all the black actors are playing Americans, so they just need to go to London.
I mean, John Boyega could do a good job, don't you think?
Dude, I'd rather get Idris Elba, even though he might be too old for it. But John Boyega is chubby faced, but he doesn't look.
Idris Elba is already a DC character, Mas.
No, he's played Heimdall. I know that. You mean Peacemaker?
Sorry to disturb. Have you watched the series called Lioness? Special Ops Lioness. Have you watched the series called Lioness?
I'm watching it right now. Which guy were you thinking of?
The black dude with the beard, the soldier.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
He's got that whole. I am honorable and strong, and I am a good.
Yeah, he's a pretty big guy. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what his jaw looks like now, because you know, they basically hired what's his face off his jaw. The OG Superman, what's his name again? Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
They looked at his face, they were like, this is perfection. And then they hired him. And then, of course, Coppola was like, made it a piece of art.
Superman is literally the American blue-eyed square jaw thing, so that makes sense. He's also in Designated Survivor. He's the secret agent that protects the president.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so
nice.
if you want to see him without the beard, you can check him on that one. I forgot his name. He's got one of those French names like Matthew Lascelles, something like that.
Jeez, I don't know him.
All right, I would definitely go for that. I'm gonna go over it again. But I haven't finished Lioness yet, so no spoilers. I'm only on episode like 4.
I'm on episode 0. So.
But but the black dude with the beard was part of the special ops guys.
That's an interesting idea. It's a very interesting idea. I thought you're gonna pick some like young blood, like Michael B. Jordan type or something. But no, that works.
I can't think of anyone like that. I think the other one I can think of is the one in Shield, Mac, the one who played Mac in Shield, Agents of Shield, the series.
Okay, I've never watched that one. Yeah, I have to look that one up.
Agents of Shield as well.
What about the guy from? Oh no, they already used him. Never mind. I was thinking of the guy but they made him Hawkeye, which is lame. They should have made him Jon Stewart.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
That guy should have been Jon Stewart.
Aldous Hodge.
Yes.
Yeah, he would have been perfect actually.
Yeah. No homo, but that is a strong, beautiful man that right there.
That guy would have been.
Yeah.
He would have been a comic. No, let me not say comic. It would have been a cartoon accurate version of Jon Stewart from the Justice League animated series.
100%.
Exactly.
And you can see him playing it straight, because Jon Stewart in the Justice League cartoon, he plays it kind of straight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's very
Yeah.
Which is why he works with Hawk Girl. Like he's like the calm one, and she's like the wild one. So
yeah.
And ironically,
that's why I was thinking of that guy, because Jon Stewart's got that.
Yes.
I am solid. You can depend on
I'm
me.
stoic. Yes.
He takes his job seriously, type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was a 10-minute distraction.
It's just that now we forgot their names, man. Like I don't know if we could do the straight thing, but like physically, the dude who played Jimmy in Supergirl.
Oh yeah.
He could do that. I'm not sure about the acting.
Didn't he play Jax in Mortal Kombat?
No. Wait, which Mortal Kombat? Yes, you don't. Yes. The new one. Yes. I thought you meant the OG one.
No.
No. Yes, it was him.
Yeah, it was him.
So physically, I think he range could do for it. Yes,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I haven't seen him in anything.
In something deep. Yeah.
Yeah. So I that's why I said physically he could play it, but I'm not sure if he could act it.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, and obviously Tarantino and Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Director. And Scorsese and DiCaprio.
Yes. And De Niro.
And De Niro.
Yes, because De Niro, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like De Niro comes first, I think.
Yeah, no, he does.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, geez, when they were doing Taxi Driver, they were both still young. They did Raging Bull together. They did The Comedian. They did... what else did they do? They did so many movies, man.
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
I mean, Godfather. No, sorry, not Godfather. My bad. Goodfellas. That's the one I was looking for. Yes.
Guys, and then of course, Casino. So far off topic.
Casino. As well.
Remember The Dark Knight? Anyone remember that movie?
Anyway,
it's so far off topic.
Okay, but it's actually a good segue because the robbery scene, that's how it starts, right? It starts
of course,
with some guys, they're trying to rob a bank. They come through, to the on the roof, I think. And we see someone holding a mask. We don't see the face.
Yep.
And then he walks into the bank, and obviously they get in, obviously, and everybody panics. I think that bank was occupied, right? Like there were people.
Yeah, it was full.
Yeah,
there were people.
People get out.
Triple ceiling. Yep.
Yes. But the bank owner is just tired of this. It's like it's as if he had prepared for this day. Takes out his shotgun. It's like, no, not today.
Yeah, it's because he's mafia, and mafia don't play. They're all thugs. They've all had a gun in their face. You know what I mean? So they're not scared of that thing.
Right.
And so you can understand.
If he loses the money, the mafia will hold him responsible. So
exactly.
Yeah.
You have to be like, hey, bruh, I try to get your money, but you saw I got shot, man.
Okay,
so I didn't just sit there.
You can't be the healthiest person there.
Okay.
No, you can't.
One thing that's going to be constant in our whole discussion is how smart Joker is. So,
yes, I was about to get into that.
Yeah. So Joker deliberately went to that specific bank because he knows that the mafia has money in that bank. To get their attention, basically.
Yes.
Jeez.
And he also took out the money that was trackable. So as crazy as he is, he's also very smart. He's very logical. So he knew step 1, step 2, step 3.
Yeah.
Not, as much as he says
notes,
as much as he says in that scene where he's at the hospital with Two-Face.
I'm just chasing a car. Who knows the plan?
With a plan. He actually does have a plan, which is actually very scary for someone that crazy to have a plan when you think about it.
Yeah.
Which make the funniest memes. They're like, no, not only does the Joker have a plan, he has the most detailed plans of all the Batman villains.
Yeah. Because it
with flow charts.
It seems like
he literally, his whole plan was to, let's see how much I can fuck up the city, and let's see how it will fuck up, and how am I going to start this? I'm going to steal the mafia's money, and then I'm going to use that money to lure Batman out, and then to lure Batman out, and then I'm going to use the people to turn on Batman. Like, this was levels to this plan. This wasn't just like, let me steal money because I want money. And then, oh wait, there's no, it was levels. It was literally planned. All of it was to get the people to turn on Batman, and it started from the mafia.
Easy. Okay, so anyway, bank robbery scene. Everybody's talking about the Joker, even including the people that he's currently working with. Everybody's wearing a mask, so we don't know who the Joker is. But
Yes.
they keep betraying each other the closer they get to accessing this money. And then what happens again? So the guy tries to shoot the Joker. What happened again? The bus comes in, right?
Okay, first we have to go over how clever the plan was. Basically, this man, the Joker, manages to manipulate the individual bank robbers into thinking that they're the chosen one, that they're the main character. So they backstab each other. All without the Joker having to do anything. He hasn't fired a single bullet the whole time.
Right.
If you watch it like 50 times, you can kind of see where the Joker is every now and then. But yeah, which is kind of a precursor of what you were saying before about the Joker making people turn on each other. That's a precursor of how clever he is, number one. It shows, it's beautiful because it's like the Indiana Jones intro, you know what I mean? The original one, where you kind of see him in pieces. You see the whip first, you see the thing, then you use the whip, and then you see his face. Just so you can see how badass he is. It's one of the best character intros to ever exist. I'm sure we can all think of different character intros that are just absolutely stunning, but that one, that is how you describe a person without having to say a word, if you actually think about it.
Right.
Yeah, but then yes, you're right. The final guy realizes after everyone's backstabbed each other that he's going to get backstabbed as well. So he tries to preempt it, not realizing what his backstab is supposed to look like, which is the bus crashing. Yeah.
That's actually a very brilliant bank robbery, because he basically, let's say they were supposed to split the money, whatever, 5 ways. Now he's splitting it like 2 ways. And he didn't really do anything. He didn't betray anyone, technically, because he didn't actually do the betraying.
Yeah.
It's like, what happened to everyone else? You didn't even look at the guy.
Right.
And also that also now kills any link anyone can have to him.
Yes.
So if one gets caught, he now is like, yeah, it was the Joker.
Yeah.
This is how we planned it.
It's basically plausible deniability, but of death. Of like like death is a guarantee that you will not say anything because you're dead.
Dead man tales, yes.
Dead men tell no tales.
Right. But anyway, so the guy can't shoot the Joker. Joker stops him, and then he reveals his mask only to notice that the guy has another mask, which is makeup. We don't really know who this guy is. So it's like a double thing of this guy's a layered character, basically. Even though they don't really say it like that, but what you get from it is there's so much to this guy. Because, side note, even when he is explaining how he got his car, it's a different story every time. So this is a character who you'll never really know where he's from, who he truly is, what his motivations are. But he's just, and that's what Alfred says also, that some people just want to watch the world burn. But like I said, side note, I digress. So anyway, the other thing that is important is, okay, he gets the money, he drives out at the exact time that he knows the schedule of the school buses. So by the time he goes out, you have no idea which bus is in, because all these buses look the same. My goodness, this guy, guys.
Another element of his intelligence.
Right.
Yeah, he literally, and he got away by driving the speed limit. Who does that? Who gets away from a bank robbery driving the speed limit?
He's not rushing, nothing.
And you see the bus again, which is funny, because you remember the hospital explosion.
Right.
They leave in a bus. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same bus. I can't confirm that, but yeah. Like, I feel like this man is on another level. Yeah.
I think that's why I would say him and the Riddler are almost the same person. The biggest difference is that the Riddler gets fun in Batman figuring out his elaborate plans. The Joker doesn't care whether you're figuring out his plan or not. He just wants to get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I
So
guess
that is actually a cold as, like, when you delve into it, when you watched it, you were in awe of it. You're like, whoa, that was awesome. But now when you delve into it and kind of break it down like the way we are, you just realize no, man, like all this time I just thought Joker was a homicidal maniac. He is, but he's insanely intelligent homicidal maniac,
yeah,
which is very scary because you basically have Ted Bundy with what's that lady, the Queen's Gambit. You have like a chess player
right.
who will kill you if you smile the wrong way.
It's basically a Joker movie without it being a Joker movie. Kind of like Infinity War. How Infinity War, it's a Thanos movie, but it's the Avengers, if that makes sense. Because it starts with the Joker, and his plan is so elaborate, is so great that by the time Batman gets him in the end, it's as if Batman didn't really win, because at the end of the day, Joker still wins, if that makes sense. His plan still goes into motion even after he's arrested because of the monster he created in Harvey Dent. But anyway, we'll get there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So what happens after the bus again?
But then because Batman starts, and we start to see it kind of becomes like I wouldn't say a montage per se, but you kind of get to see different cuts of him taking where's the Batman, what's happening, right. And you kind of see him taking out fake Batman, and like they do like the news report thing, copycat Batman. The Scarecrow is using fake drugs to take on another one of the drug leaders, the Russian sounding guy. I'm surprised they didn't use Peter Stormare. I feel like that's his natural born role.
Right.
Right. But, they use that guy. Yeah, it was like, my dogs are hungry. And that whole sequence basically happens.
Oh, the scene where
it's basically a recap and a foreshadowing as well.
Yeah.
Because now they put in the fake batsman in, which now will be used later, but they're also trying to let you know where, since the last movie, where we are with Batman now. Has the city accepted Batman? Is he still in the shadows? Right. What's happening? That whole thing.
Yeah, and it's like, what makes you different from the rest of us? I don't
hockey pants. Yeah,
I have $1 billion.
I like the scene where the van is basically just okay. The guys are escaping, and Batman was also what it's showing actually. These two scenes, the introduction of the Joker and the introduction of Batman in this scene, they both show you how smart these two characters are, right? Because obviously Batman is looking, it's like, I'm not going to catch up to these guys if I follow them, directly. Like if I'm following the car, I just need to know exactly when the car is gonna reach a certain point, and then I just have to jump, land at that particular moment to stop it. And that's exactly what he does. He jumps, lands onto the van, and he stops it. Then that's where.
Okay,
interesting little thing, tidbit. Doesn't it remind you of that scene from American Psycho, where he does the chainsaw? And then he drops the chainsaw on the prostitute. It's literally almost the same thing, except it's like different. Instead of the chainsaw, it's him, and instead of the lady, it's the car.
I think they died too. I'm pretty sure you can't say they walked away from that car being crushed by Batman's boots. Right. But no, I agree with you. There's a parallel there. Yeah.
That's a nice little parallel.
I need to watch American Psycho. I think we should do a review on it as well.
I haven't watched it in a while, but yes, it's
like the envelope by heart, man.
Quick side note: it's so ridiculous how they made a little thing that, in my mind, was insignificant, and how they made it so like, oh my word, this is so important. Like, there's a scene where they're showing their business cards, and this guy's like, I've got mine on this paper, and I've got this on that paper, and I use this font, and I use this lettering, and I use this coloring on the font. And the dude literally wanted to kill the guy because he got the best font and lettering and stuff. And he was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. Why didn't I think of this? Oh, and you just like, dude, it's a freaking business card. But the way they shot it and the way the character exuded the importance of that thing, you also was like, damn, man, I need to be a business card.
Right.
Because the characters are so completely vain. It's such a cool metaphor. It's why the movie did so much better than the book. Because the book tried to represent the same thing, but it's words on a page, and it didn't translate well enough. So it just felt like 50 boring pages. But when you do it visually like that, it became one of the greatest movies of all time. But again, I don't want to spoil too much. We gotta let man's gotta watch it first.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to The Dark Knight. I want to talk about but remember, these are two intros for two main characters, basically. So now,
well, I guess you could say the third main character is Harvey Dent, but we'll get to him because he's also introduced in a cool way.
Yes. I was gonna say that the two intros kind of tell you something. The Joker in the first intro kind of tells you that he's a thorn in the side of order, if you actually think about it. The bus is normally traveling in a normal route, there's a thorn in there. The mafia's bank, there's a thorn in there. The bank robbery itself, there's a thorn in there.
Right.
Joker is always stabbing at order, whereas the Batman literally slams through chaos and creates order, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you see there's a movement. People want to create order as well, which is why you get copycats, because they see a movement of people, of us going towards the light, which is why Harvey Dent likes Batman, by the way. It's because he sees that it's working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And before you even see that, you see the pinpricks of the Joker. And then like you get the two intros and then it moves on. I just think that's a cool way to look at it. I mean, it's set up for the hits. But yeah.
And then I'm not sure of the timelines. I could be wrong, but I think what also happens is then there's a courtroom scene where basically Harvey is trying to clean Gotham. And the best way he's trying to do that is to take out all these crime families, the heads of the crime families. And in this case, I think he was getting rid of one of Falcone's people, if not Falcone himself.
No, Falcone's people. One of the
Maroni, no?
No, I agree with you. And then the guy that he's talking to is a hitman that works for Falcone. Yes, you're right.
Right. And this guy is so much under pressure that he tries to kill Harvey, right? He takes out a gun.
I thought it was a setup. Because remember, in the thing, he says, I am a witness for Harvey Dent against Falcone.
Right.
But then he changes his testimony halfway through the actual thing. Because remember, Harvey Dent's like, okay, this is what you told us before. And he's like, I never said that. And he's like, okay, what's happening right now? I want to treat the witness as hostile. And then the guy's like, oh, you want to see him hostile? Here we go. And he whips out that gun, which jams. And then Harvey Dent as a badass is like, takes it apart and is like, if you wanna get a job hit right, you better buy American. Rips the gun apart and is like as they're taking away, he's like, I'm not done with my witness. Yeah. And the crowd goes wild because Harvey Dent,
he's not scared.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, the first three scenes were intro scenes of the main characters.
Yes.
I guess so. I just don't know if that was the third intro scene, but I think it might have been the third intro scene.
So they introduced us to the Joker.
Right.
They reintroduced us to where the Batman is right now.
Right.
And then they introduced us to who would be Two-Face.
Yeah, to the law, basically. Because
so they literally
justice.
So they basically literally situated us on what's happening.
Yeah.
So they gave us the main characters. Let's put it that way, not because we don't know who's the protagonist and who's, but they gave us the main characters who's gonna be pivotal in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually brilliant.
But you get the White Knight, which is what they call Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
And of course the Agent of Chaos, who's the Joker. So you get the three knights.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically Harvey at this point is working with Commissioner Gordon, who is also, you could say, another main character, even though he's in a supporting role. Gordon trusts Batman because Batman is not part of the system. And Gordon knows that the system is corrupt. Gotham is corrupt. So he trusts someone who's out of the system. Dent is a lawyer, so he's not within the precinct. He's not within Gotham City GP, but he also does not have authority to be doing the things that Batman is doing, because he could lose his license, right? And also he cannot be going out arresting each and every person because he will need to gather evidence, and that's where Commissioner Gordon comes in. So you see that these three players need each other, right? Gordon is sort of limited because the system is corrupt. So there's certain things that he'll never be able to access, because some people are working with the mafia, so obviously they bury evidence and stuff like that. That's why he needs a Batman or a Two-Face. So I just wanted to explain why these three people need each other,
Yeah, no, and Gotham PD is so corrupt, it makes South Africa look like a freaking haven. Like, I thought South Africa was corrupt, but yeah, Gotham, hi guys.
Gotham is bad, bro.
They do a lot of Chekhov's gun here with the Harvey Dent and the Commissioner Gordon scene. They do. You guys, you described what Chekhov's gun is, but yeah, they do a lot of that in that scene where they set up, hey, your guys are corrupt. I can show you which ones, and then they say, hey, what did they used to call me again? Harvey Dent. What's the name they used to call me by again? And then Thingamajiggy doesn't say it. You know what I mean? That's a cool setup for a later punchline. Right. And then Thingamajiggy, half of your guys are corrupt. Another setup for a later punchline. It's doing multiple things at the same time. It's also showing why they push against each other. Right. Brilliant.
Yeah, it was good. It was good for foreshadowing because it put you in that space where okay, there's something there, right, but you don't know what that something is. So when it happens, you go, oh snap!
Right.
So yeah.
So basically, they were having a discussion about coming up with a way to actually arresting all these people all at once, I guess, because their plan was to arrest a lot of people, a lot of members of the family, right? If I'm not mistaken. And Batman was there, and Batman does this thing, he disappears like he normally does. Nobody knows where he went. So basically what we start realizing is Batman is still hung over Rachel. He still loves Rachel. But then we realize that no, Rachel is actually dating this guy, the cool guy, Harvey Dent.
Dinner scene, yeah.
Yeah, the dinner scene, yes. That's when they meet, and basically Bruce has a girlfriend there, or he has a girl there at the dinner scene.
No, he has a girl. Bruce don't do girlfriends.
He has a girl. Yeah, because basically he's trying to show Rachel that he's fine. He doesn't need her or whatever.
No. I get it. Still, remember that's also the persona of Bruce Wayne. He's keeping up the persona of Bruce Wayne. And obviously, when you Bruce Wayne, you're like, oh no, they will. I own the restaurant, like.
Right.
And I think that's where also the Ben Affleck Batman got that little it's a tick, it's kind of a reflex action where he just buys things and things like that. I bought the bank. It's kind of a reflex at this moment.
But speaking of that, guys, how do you think those movies would have turned out if Ben Affleck was actually playing that role, the role that Christian Bale played?
I don't think it depends on the actor. Because remember, Will Smith, M. Night Shyamalan made Will Smith look like garbage in After Earth. Right. So I feel like that's not the person to look at, if that makes sense. Because I think Ben Affleck makes a better Batman than a better Bruce Wayne, in my opinion. I just feel like the man's suave face never really pulled it off, at least under Zack Snyder. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be as good. I feel like Christian Bale did an amazing job because he's such a deep actor. I'm not saying Ben Affleck's a bad actor, but I feel like the action parts made Ben Affleck better. Even in Daredevil, like I feel like Ben Affleck, his action was better than his lawyer, if that makes any sense. Like
he doesn't have the swagger. I don't think as a Bruce Wayne he would have had that swagger, that cool, like in chair there, Gucci,
No, I think
Look at his face. No. His face he's got a very serious face. I think old Bruce. I think he would have played old Bruce nicely, like old Bruce Wayne. That was fine. But I'm talking about young Bruce coming back, from Ra's al Ghul, and he's got a mission.
Right.
I don't think he would have.
Yeah, no.
He's got a very sad face, man.
I'm tired.
So,
He's tired sometimes.
Yeah. So the reason that's why I'm saying when he comes in as fresh Bruce, young Bruce, I don't think, but old Bruce, he pulled that off because now he's been in this game for a while.
Right.
He's doing this and it's changing, but it's not really changing that much. So he's weary. So because Ben has got a natural weary face, so it plays off better. And Bale still had that, I mean, English Kokosako. So that's why, yeah. I don't think it wouldn't have been terrible. I still think it would have. You could have carried, but I think
he was so fine. Yeah.
Okay. So where are we now? Okay. So I think Rachel was also trying to catch some guy. She was interrogating the guy.
That's where they come up with that Rico idea.
What is the Rico idea again? Please, can you?
It's where it's a criminal conspiracy basically. So if we all doing crime together, we all shooting movies, and then I get caught, you guys can be charged even though you weren't there, because now we are all in cahoots.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically it gets you from top to bottom. So it's basically like from the guy who sets up the lights to the director, and then they catch the guy who sets up the lights. But because we are all involved in that making of that movie, then we can all be arrested.
Conspiracy thing, yeah. It's conspiracy.
And it works, right? Eventually it works because that's how they eventually get all those people involved arrested.
Well, the RICO Act is kind of dubious, if you know what I mean, because it's borderline unconstitutional in its own way, if that makes any sense. So yes, they do use it, but it relies on the crowd support, if you understand what I'm saying. Because how unfair, because for example, if you use real life mafia and I say I want to order 5 pizzas, and then a hitman answers the phone and then kills 5 people. Technically, under the RICO Act, yes, we can catch the mafia boss. But under any other crime statute, they'd argue against that. You know what I mean? They'd be like, well, shit, you can't really connect that. So the RICO Act in its own weird way is a little dubious, if you understand what I'm saying. So if you ever got
is because even if you weren't involved in that crime, but because you're part of that family, you can be charged.
Right.
So like I said, I'm shooting the movie.
Yes.
And then you guys, because you are my partners, you supply me with money. Then if they connect that, they're like, okay, you guys gave Zuko money, and then you didn't know what I was gonna do.
Right.
But that's irrelevant because now your money is tied to me, so you can also be charged. So that's why he's saying it's borderline, because I don't necessarily need direct proof.
Right.
To also include you. I just need enough circumstantial to say that, hey, you're part of this.
But I guess that was the best way to arrest these crime families, because one thing I have realized about crime families is that they're so smart that they know that they can cheat the system in not getting arrested. Because I think in real life, Al Capone.
That's why also now the crime families, like I'll deal with you directly.
Right.
And then you'll deal with, so there's that they create layers of separation.
Right.
So I give you the order, okay, go kill ABC. And then you go and hire someone else. You go now tell your lieutenant, like, hey man, these guys are a problem for us. And now your lieutenant is the one. So your lieutenant is involved. And now if your lieutenant sells you out, you can say, like, I don't know what you're talking about. You do the time, I'm still free. And then obviously, because we are family, then I'm like, okay, since you're going to do the time, your family will be taken care of. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how they now beating that recourse by creating these layers of separation. So the boss will never speak now to the underlings directly and say, we're gonna kill all these guys. They're just gonna be like, those guys need to go. And then it'll like trickle down.
Unless the cops have an informant in the family.
Yeah. Yes. We can directly tie the order
Right.
from the boss to
Which
that
is
murder.
possible. Because remember, even if you're undercover, there's only a certain level of crime you're allowed to commit. So if
Yes.
they're in the higher level, they have to kill someone. Oh, okay, then you can never have an undercover guy there.
Which is, you know, this conversation reminds me of The Departed, and I think maybe that's also a discussion that we could have in the future,
Yeah.
because Leonardo DiCaprio's role was basically that. Like, he was undercover, but he couldn't do certain things,
Yeah.
and even though he was undercover for years, he was still failing to nail Jack Nicholson's character, because um, he just didn't have enough evidence.
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah, but anyway, so
Yeah.
far we covered what the Joker was able to get away with. We also covered what Batman did. We also covered what now Harvey Dent did. So obviously this creates a problem, a thorn, like you were saying earlier on, in the flesh of the mafia family. So now they all these mafia families gather together and say, "Yo, we need to take out Batman and Dent." I think.
No. First, they need to take out the Joker because the
Yes.
Joker stole from them.
Yes.
And then the Joker says, like, guys, I'll give you, I'll take out Batman for you because I see now you guys are hiding and are scared, but I'll take it out for half the money that I stole from you.
Right.
Then I'll take out Batman.
I would say not 100% like that. I feel like the inciting incident is a bit awkward there. The inciting incident is not the Joker. Because remember, the Joker only sold like 20 million. These niggas have just lost almost 500 million.
Right.
So, the inciting incident is that once Harvey Dent enacts the thing that he does, he takes all their money. He basically attacks all their money.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what sets it off. That's what's yes.
Right, because they want to move the money so that Harvey doesn't touch it. That's why they now talk to the Chinese guy who says, okay, the Asian guy, because I don't know if he's Japanese or Chinese. Forgive my ignorance, or Korean.
They took him down in China when they so I think he's Chinese.
Okay.
When
well,
Fox
in the
goes over.
He's in the part he's Chinese. We don't know if he's actually Chinese, but yes, in the storyline he's Chinese.
Yes, because this is Hollywood, you know. They will get me playing a Puerto Rican and a white dude in the same movie.
Exactly. So basically this guy suggests, no, it's fine. You guys send the money, wire the money in my account, in my bank.
Yeah.
Because your guys don't have jurisdiction in my country. Right.
So you know where the money is. No one else knows where the money is, and they can't reach me. And then the Joker comes in.
Yes, and I like the laugh that he does, because it's like he's making a mockery of the Joker's laugh.
In order, like it's so out of order, so out of. It's great.
Yeah, and basically he goes there armed. And it goes to show you how smart he is, because he knows clearly these guys, they're after me, they're after my head. I'm gonna go there, but I'm going armed. I have a bomb strapped to my whole thing, because when it's like, hey, let's not blow things out of proportion.
That is such a Schwarzenegger joke.
Yeah,
you know, that's such a Schwarzenegger line.
Out of proportion.
At some point,
I had to let him go.
What?
Yeah, I let him go. Yeah. Oh, remember when I told you I killed you last? I lied.
Ugh, man. But those one-liners were so great, though, eh?
Amazing. He killed the guy.
They had no right.
Well, in the airplane, like, think what you get. If you watch, you guys, you see the whole airplane shake. It's hilarious. Then he puts the hat in his head. He's like, please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired. I'm like,
He's dead tired.
they had no right being that funny because they were so like cheesy. So, but like when he says them, I don't know, is it his voice that makes them so funny, his delivery, or what? But like those lines were hilarious, man.
Crazy, man.
Not even trying to tell a joke. See, that's ironically that's a complaint about modern movies, is that in those days they used to tell like jokes, right? But they used to tell them in like a semi-straight way.
Yes.
Nowadays, it feels like every character in the movie knows it in a movie. So some of the jokes just don't pull off as well as those old school jokes used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
It
I
just,
think
it's
also that's why Heath Ledger does a good Joker, because he does the jokes. The jokes are actually quite funny, but he's the only one laughing. We are laughing with him, but
Yep.
everybody in the room is not laughing.
Of course not.
Like, let's not blow things out of proportion thing. It's funny, but they wouldn't laugh.
Yeah.
But it's like only he gets the joke, right?
Yep.
Please, someone tell that to Taiki. Is that how you say his name? The
Taika,
director of Thor.
Yeah. YTT.
yeah,
Yeah.
because wow, Thor 4 is
Ragnarok was like, mwah, and then and then Love and Thunder, and it was just like, dude, how do you?
How do you do this? Why would you do this?
and funny enough, when you watch when you watch Jojo Rabbit,
Yeah.
Chef's Kiss, brilliant. So you wonder what happened with Love and Thunder, because Jojo Rabbit is like Ragnarok. It's good.
That's because he made it.
He did too much. It was too jokey. I mean, you literally have Thor coming back from a depression, and it was all jokes. There was like no calming moment. Everything was just jokes. Thor trying to get back in shape was a joke. Thor finally regaining his purpose was a joke.
Yeah.
Thor trying to find Jane was a joke.
It felt
Like
like
Jane
a parody
being
in
sick
itself.
and Jane being sick and Thor trying to find a cure was a joke. Like there was nothing serious about that whole movie, while there were literal serious issues about it.
Meanwhile, Christian Bale's out here trying to win an Oscar for no reason. Like,
and exactly that's the thing. You literally had everything was a comedy, and then you have Christian Bale coming in with as the God Killer on some serious ish. You know, there was like everything was just too light. There was no.
It was not perfectly balanced. It's like the
There was no balance. Like
it was like that.
Look in Ragnarok. When he's stuck in Hulk's room, and he's like, you know, even when he's like making that joke, is like, we are gonna take it back, and Hulk is like, I'm not going. He's like, all right, I am going. But you can see the disappointment in his face.
Right.
You see he's like disappointed. He's like, okay, fine, I still got it. You know. So there was those, even though it was like a joke, because Hulk rejected him, you could still see her like, hey, she as he's Wabon. And then when the Valkyrie, when he's trying to explain to the Valkyrie, and she drinks like a freaking 2-liter bottle of alcohol in like 3 seconds, you know, it's a comedy, but you can see, you know, he's like, whoa, dude. And this is Thor, who like also drinks like a fish.
Yeah.
So even he was shocked at how much he drank. So you check, there were moments where it calmed down. It wasn't just all jokes.
Yeah, but don't you agree that
I think you froze there.
Yeah. Rob?
Yeah, he's frozen. We'll just wait for him to get back.
You know, just after asking a question, like, don't you think that then?
Yeah, I think he was about to state something about, but I think that's where Ragnarok went wrong. It just felt like a comedy.
Right.
It wasn't an action comedy. Like Ragnarok was an action comedy.
Yes.
And Love and Thunder was just a comedy with action thrown in there. So
no, I agree.
Yeah, so back to, so it's that scene, and then obviously the Joker goes like, yeah, that I know a squealer, and that one, he's a squealer.
Who was he talking?
And also,
who was he talking to again?
Remember they were having a meeting, and the Asian guy was on TV.
Right.
And then he walks in, and then he does the magic trick where one of the bodyguards of that
I can
guy
make this pencil disappear.
disappear, and then he does the whole blow you out of proportion, and is like, look guys, look at you here having a meeting like scared little girls. I know what the problem is. You're all scared of Batman. And then he also points to like that guy on the TV is a squealer, because here's the thing, he's talking about jurisdiction, but Batman doesn't have a jurisdiction.
Oh yeah. So he basically, oh sorry man, welcome back. Well just explaining now that the Joker was just telling the guys that look, Batman doesn't have jurisdiction anyway.
Yes.
To charge the laptop. You guys can go ahead, continue.
Okay. Do you want to finish your point on Thor before we this thing?
I feel, how far did you guys go ahead? Because it sounds like you guys ended it.
We stopped. No, we kind of just stopped. But I just wanted to see if you want to just finish that point of yours.
It was basically me just talking about how Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad did a much better job in physical comedy, and how me and Kutso were talking about how last week, how in South African comedy, a lot of South African comedy, you can tell it's written by stand-up comedians, because there's a lot of people just talking, if that makes sense.
Right.
There's a lot of people just talking and reacting. Whereas in like a full body comedy, like remember the part where they go in, they're like, okay, we're gonna take down these rebels. You know what I mean? And it turns out the people they were killing were the good guys. Like they just do all these great things, killing all these people, and then it turns out, what are you doing? Like that level of comedy versus the Waititi level of comedy, there was no heart. That's another thing. There was no physical body movement, like in the way that they did for the other one. It was just cheesy, slim jokes, no full bodiness to it. And it felt weak.
But I guess that's the risk of giving the director too much carte blanche on something.
Yeah. And especially if he's not into it. Because there's this mentality that these directors have. The one for me, one for them, one for me, one for them.
Yes.
And that's something Waititi has talked about. The only problem is clearly the one for them was bad. Like maybe that's the problem. Because the one for, like you said, the one for me was the Jojo Rabbit, and the one for them was whatchamacallit. So
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. And you can taste the lack of heart in there. It's so disappointing. But yeah.
You know, sometimes.
But I like that point you made about the jokes feeling like punchlines and not jokes. Like it was written by a stand-up comedian, so they feel like punchlines. You know, they're like laugh.
Exactly.
Laugh. It wasn't like boom. And you're like, oh, that was actually kind of funny. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, let's go back to the Dark Knight.
So
the Joker,
basically the Joker's the smartest guy in the room, because he took their money, they're trying to kill him, he stops them from killing him and gives them a better suggestion. That no, don't worry, I will take care of Batman. And you guys need to pay me more.
And you will
pay me half. Yeah.
Like this guy.
And the money I took from you, you'll pay. I'll give you half. I'll keep the other half as payment.
So basically, what I'm trying to say is, this is the perfect definition of self-employment, bro.
Yeah.
Create the problem and be the solution.
Right. Anyway, so
so it's basically the ANC.
They say no.
A problem, and then they say we will solve this.
Yeah. So
and then they don't.
Michael Jai White wanted to kill him, and like, enough from the clown, this and that.
Yeah.
So obviously Joker is thinking, okay, I gotta get rid of this guy, because clearly he has an issue with me.
I think his name was Gamble.
Gamble or Campbell. I always forget which one, but yes. Because
I think it's like,
at this point, you guys won't have enough money for a little gamble to pay to get his mother to get a new pair of shoes, some shit like that. And I was like,
Right. So once they decide to basically hire the Joker, we cut off to a scene. What happens again?
Then it goes to Rachel and Harvey at the dinner, and then Batman, and then they say, and then it cuts. No. I think I missed. Oh, then it's
where
dinner's
already.
And then Batman with Alfred, and then there's like, we need to get this. I don't know if it's Batman and Alfred or it's no.
It's Batman and Alfred. Oh,
it's Batman and Gordon when they tell him that he needs to get the Chinese guy. It's Batman and Gordon.
wait.
Yes.
No, wait.
And
Remember,
Harvey,
during the thingamajiggy, right? No, I think you guys are missing a point. During the meeting, we cut to Batman and Harvey. Well, actually, no, it's Harvey and Gordon going into the banks to go take the money, to realize the money's gone.
Oh yes, yes.
To realize the money that they were about to snatch. Yes.
Yes.
Not the Joker's money.
After they do the RICO, yes. After they do the RICO.
After they do the RICO,
get the money.
they take the money and it's gone. All the marked bills are still there, but the real money is gone. And then, if you listen carefully, there's a line where the two of them fight, where the Chinaman took the money, and the Dent and Gordon fight each other because Dent is adamant that there are snitches in Gordon's crew, and Gordon doesn't want to believe that, which turns out to be massively important. But yeah, like if you're paying attention to that scene, you realize, okay, everything Dent is saying is the truth.
Right. I guess at that point, Dent was the most righteous character in that entire movie.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah, so then that scene happens, and then they have the meeting with Dent, Harvey, and Gordon about getting extraditing the Chinese guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I think in between that's where the dinner scene is, and Batman is dating now the ballerina lady, and then I think then it becomes the meeting. And then it becomes the scene where he absconds with the whole ballerina so that he can go now get the Chinese guy.
Yes.
Yeah, the set up there with Lucius and then what's his face, the butler, as they set up how to do it. And that's when
basically Bruce Wayne uses Wayne Corp or Wayne Enterprises as a way of he uses Lucius Fox to have a meeting.
Yes.
I think with who again? The owner of the bank?
Asian guy. Yeah, no, the Asian guy. Because remember they own they own a company, and then they were interested in buying it.
Right.
Or getting into partnership with him.
Yes.
Pardon? What did you say, Rob?
I was saying they've been tracking what's been happening using Wayne Enterprises.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So you're right. They do like a party thing, and then according to everybody, Bruce just went swimming and he just never came back.
Yes.
Okay. Then
can you imagine how rich you have to be to abscond with the whole freaking ballerina on your yacht, bro?
Dude.
And they were mid-performance. It's not a case of they were on break.
Yeah.
They were literally mid-performance, and it was just like, hey guys, let's go chill on my boat.
4 tickets.
Yeah. And that pissed off Rachel in a way because Bruce was sort of showing off.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was a shot because at the dinner scene they were like, "Yeah, we're going here. We're very excited about it."
Yes. Harvey got me tickets. We're going there next week.
Yeah.
Bruce was
exactly. But that I guess that's his weakness there, right there, because in as much as he's smart, he's a playboy, he's a billionaire. Rachel is his weakness. He's doing dumb stuff. Even though it's not really dumb, but that move is, come on.
But I don't think this one was dumb because it was petty, but it played in with what he needed to do because he needed to go fetch the Chinese guy. So he needed an excuse to not be around in Gotham.
Exactly.
Yeah. Petty is the right word.
Yeah, yes. So I think this one was more petty than dumb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rob, you're upside
down.
Sorry?
You're upside.
Well, you're in landscape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait, you just disappeared now.
Back.
Yes.
Cool. We can see you.
Yeah, so then it becomes Lucius going to the building and mapping it with that fancy phone and whatnot.
Are we on loudspeaker? There's a bit of a echo.
For me,
Yeah.
I'm on earphones.
okay, I'm gonna go back to earphones. I was off earphones. I'm going back.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
the echo's gone.
So I just wanted to okay. So basically, Batman gives Lucius Fox a device. What does that device do again?
It's sonar.
Use it to mark everything in a room.
All right.
It's basically sonar.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a bat.
Right. Right.
Hint, hint.
Yep.
Anyway, that helps Batman. He goes to the building, manages to kidnap the Chinese guy, takes him to Gotham. Well, takes him to Gotham PD, leaves him by the door. Basically, leaves a note for Commissioner Gordon.
Delivery.
Yeah, Gordon gets out, sees the note, realizes, oh, okay, Batman did his part. We got the guy now. What happened to your jurisdiction now, Chinese guy? You know.
And also, and what does he do? He snitches, just like who said?
An
The
idiot,
Joker said.
like the Joker said.
Mm,
That is action.
mm. Damn. So basically, this shows that Joker was like 10 steps ahead.
Oh yeah, Joker reads people. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Joker is like a chess player because like he's thinking so far. You thinking he's thinking I'm gonna steal money.
Right.
This guy's already thinking like I'm gonna steal this money so that I can A B C D.
Right.
So that's where he excels.
Yeah.
Are you okay, Rob?
Yeah, man, we're seeing your fingers.
For a second.
Yes, we're seeing your fingers now.
Yeah, hide whatever you're hiding.
The comments are gonna go crazy. Anyway, so basically now the wheels are in motion in a sense that the Joker's now basically saying, this is my turn now.
Wait, there's an echo again.
Yeah, I think it's Rob.
How can it be me again? Just wait. Okay, 1 second.
Can you hear us though?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
the echo's gone.
Yeah, the echo's gone. So basically, I think Bruce wanted to celebrate because he throws a party, right?
No, he wasn't celebrating. Remember, he at the dinner with Rachel and Harvey. He now promises Harvey a party for funding so that he can run for district attorney.
Oh yes.
So when he comes back now, it's that time for that party now.
Right. And then in walks the Joker, right?
Yeah.
Fun fact, Michael Caine was not convinced that Heath Ledger was gonna outdo Jack Nicholson's role as the Joker because he just thought nobody would do a great job. Remember, Jack Nicholson has won an Oscar for every decade, just like Michael Caine.
Oh, what?
Yeah, but when Michael Caine saw Heath Ledger coming in during that party scene, that fundraising scene.
Yeah, first time they saw each other, yeah.
First time he saw him there, Michael Caine was actually petrified. That's when he realized, okay, maybe he might just outdo Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, we got something here. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
now he's hilarious when he sees Rachel there, and he's like, "Well, hello there."
That is beautiful.
Apparently, this thing that he was doing all the time of licking, and I think, what was the story again? I think he was just preventing something from falling, from slipping or falling or something. So he was just trying to. I forgot, man. But there was something about it.
Could just be the hair touching his lips. I know that messes with my head.
Right.
With my beard in my mouth, I'm like, ah. So maybe it's that. I don't know.
Oh, I think it had to do with the stitches or something. I forgot.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe actually, yeah.
Probably the
Because I
stitches
know
were irritating him or
with his
something.
hands. Yeah.
Right. But anyway, that's when he starts the first line of, you want to know how I got these scars?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Iconic.
yeah, iconic, because the why so serious line comes out. It says, look, my mom.
That line gave me goosebumps, brother. The first time I'm like, let's put a smile on that face.
Guys, I'm gonna pause for 2 minutes.
What?
I'm gonna pause for 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
I actually believed his story. I thought, okay, this kid's mom was being abused by his dad, and he was just witnessing this whole thing, and then the dad was so abusive that he actually caused the scars on his cheeks. Until the second time,
It sounded real. It sounded real. Like, if you hear it, nothing about it says like this is made up.
Yeah, it doesn't sound made up at all. That's the thing. But anyway, so he basically takes Rachel and then throws her off a building, I think.
No, he holds a hostage, and then Batman comes through.
Right.
And then he does. Well, Batman does a near Schwarzenegger line, a reverse Schwarzenegger. He's like, "Let her go," and then Joker's like, "Poor choice of words," and he does let her go.
And then he jumps over.
And then he jumps after her.
And then
also he does the whole in Donile, where he's like when Batman comes in, I forget, like he says a line, and then Batman is like, "Why don't you try me?" And he comes, and it's like such a cool way to come through.
Right.
And yeah, it was like perfectly timed for him to come through that way. Yeah, and then it's the whole fight and everything, and then they obviously escape.
Right.
But he saves Rachel.
Yeah.
And then oh my soul. Actually, and I want to go watch it again now. Like,
yeah, no, it's definitely something we need to watch again. I couldn't watch it before we recorded this, but look, these podcasts we just record on the fly. We and I guess it's also because we know so much about these things that the story itself just organically progresses. Anyway, I just don't know how I guess the Joker just assumed that he killed Batman by doing that because Batman jumped out.
No, he didn't assume. They escaped. That's what I'm actually trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what happens next.
Like how the Joker escaped from there.
I get ready. While Batman was going after Rachel, that's when he escapes.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to remember the next scene. What happens in the next scene now? It's when I think the next scene is when they use the Asian guy as bait. I know there's a scene. I'm missing a scene, but I know what follows. They make a plan,
right,
with Harvey and Gordon now to use the Asian guy as bait.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where
I think there was because there was a mayor. There was a mayor.
Yes.
I think there was a parade, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't there?
No, there wasn't a parade. I think we're talking about the third one where the mayor, like, he needs to go to like a football game or something like that.
Not that one. I'm talking about where that's the one scene where the Joker doesn't have makeup on because he was dressed as a policeman.
Oh, snap. I forgot about that scene. What was happening there?
It was during the day. Maybe Rob remember.
Yeah.
Rob, welcome back, man.
Yeah,
You remember there was like a parade scene where we actually see the Joker without makeup on.
Yes. Well, I mean, you know what I think? It's either he has no makeup or he put on pink makeup. But yes, in my opinion, I always assumed it was pink makeup. Do you know what I mean?
Or kind of like
he was.
how Jack Nicholson did in the Tim Burton.
Yes, that was always my impression. But technically, one could argue that it is no makeup. Personally, I've always believed it's just pink makeup.
What was the reasoning behind that parade again? Because the only thing that we said right now was they were using the Chinese guy as bait, but we can't figure out why.
But we can't figure the scene before.
Okay.
Like we know there's so we skip after Batman saves Rachel from the party.
Mm-hmm.
And then we know there's a scene that we're missing, and we just figured out it's the
death of the judge.
Before they take the Chinese guy as bait, where they catch the Joker. So we know there's something.
It's the 1, 2, 3 of killing. Yeah. Remember, once they take the Chinese guy, that sets off the events. That sets the Joker loose.
Right.
Yeah, that sets the Joker loose. So then you get yes, you get the it's to kill the mayor. That's what the parade scene is for.
Right.
And then you assume that Gordon got shot. Yes. So it's a fake out of the Gordon shooting. Number one. The judge. It's also the Joker set loose. So he kills the judge. Number one.
Right.
Then he kills the police chief.
Yeah,
so it's like a 1, 2, 3.
This is when he was sending those recorded videos.
Yes.
I guess to the media so that they can do a public service announcement. Also, fun fact: Heath Ledger is the one that actually captured those videos.
Yes.
So, Nolan allowed Ledger to basically direct himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the rule of 3 happens. Number 1, death, poison. Poison first, then the bomb, and then as a rule of 3, you expect the pattern to produce, with the third death being the shooting. And then the third death is actually the death of the of Gordon. And then you kind of get the weird detective scene that you kind of get, where like you see the 2 dead bodies, and it's actually like the guy's first name and the other guy's last name that adds up to like Harvey Dent or something like that. And then that's how, and then you get the bullet chasing scene, and that's how you end up with the crazy guy.
The crazy guy.
The one where Harvey Dent figures out the name of Batman tells him the name of the crazy guy, I think. No, Harvey Dent figures out on his own at the parade, right? Yeah. Harvey Dent catches one of the guys.
Right.
And then that guy figures out who it is. It's actually a guy from the previous movie. Well, not really from the previous movie, but from the jailbreak that happened in the previous movie. Right. He's one of the escaped people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And who died when, you remember there was a body that basically banged on the
That was the whole movie guy. And whole movie guy is the guy from the first scene when he's like, I'm not wearing hockey pads. It's that guy who then gets smacked against the window and is like, play me. I think there's a videotape there. Yeah. And they play the videotape, and then then you see how he dies.
Okay, so
what showed us we don't have to be afraid of you.
I think we shouldn't forget something important. So when Enterprises, we get someone who finally puts 1 and 2 together and realizes that Bruce Wayne is actually Batman.
Yeah.
And now threatens to sue.
Well, he tries to blackmail Lucius.
Yeah.
Was the funniest line. I swear there's so many good lines in that movie. So you think your boss is a man that beats criminals bloody with his bare hands
at night,
and your plan is to blackmail this person? Good luck.
Morgan killed that. He killed that line, guy. He looked at him and was like, "You stupid."
And he does it with a smile, man. You know Morgan Freeman, right? And your plan is to.
All I'm saying is Bruce Almighty came out there for a second.
Yeah. But also, this guy stupidly still continues.
Yeah, but that's at a later point for a different. Yeah.
For a different reason, where the joke has escalated it to a whole new level.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Precisely. Can you get there? How does that unfold again?
So
Well,
remember,
remember
it's the prison scene where where he chases the Asian guy, trying to get so that they arrest him.
Right.
And then what happened? And then
Wait,
when
I think you're
have him
jumping the gun.
arrested,
What do you mean? What do you mean? Yeah, they arrest the Asian guy, yeah? Then the killing starts. That's the chaos.
Right.
No. Remember, but the first they catch the Joker before the chaos starts, and they catch the Joker by using the Asian guy as bait.
No, wait, you're misunderstanding something. Because remember, the only reason that they catch the Joker is because the Joker tries to go after Harvey Dent, and the Joker goes after Harvey Dent because Harvey Dent says, "I'm Batman."
Right.
And the reason that he has to say I'm Batman, and the reason that Batman has to try and confess is because things have already started to fall apart.
Yes.
The chaos has already started. So everything the Joker's doing, the killing starts to really take an effect. Even though I would argue this is maybe a weak point to the movie, because you never really get to see it outside of the whole movie. You know what I mean? You don't really get to see that many like killings.
Right.
Yeah,
but
let that slide.
I think what makes those things effective is Joker was killing prominent people in Gotham.
Yes.
Even if the killings were not a lot, but he was making sure that he's taking out a judge. He's taking out. He wants to take out a mayor. He's taking out the chief of police. So he's taking out like civil servants.
Yes.
But prominent ones.
Prominent civil. So that's why Bruce is like, you know what? I cannot. Like my hands are tied because I don't know which other prominent person is gonna like. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. You don't know who he might kill next.
Even the fingerprint turns out to just be a dead end. The Joker outsmarting you even on that. And then the in between scene, that's when you get the beautiful story of the beautiful story of the mission that Alfred did.
Yes.
You know, some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, because Bruce is trying to understand what's this guy's motive. And that's where Alfred basically explains us, look, man, some people, they just want to watch the world burn, bro. There's no reason.
Love chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos is not a ladder to them.
And then this is where they joke and say, because basically Bruce makes it clear that, look, I'm going to fess up and say that I'm Batman. And Alfred says something, and then Bruce says, are you kidding? I'm going to tell them it was your idea. This whole thing was your idea.
That is a good line. That is the ass line.
No, but isn't that now
after the story?
After the story breaks, and then he even saves that idiot from trying to expose him.
No, that hasn't happened yet. That's after the hospital blows up. That's on its way. That's on his way to the hospital. So that hasn't happened yet.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Fail happens, and then then the chaos happens, and then Batman hears the story and realizes, oh, okay, I can't catch this guy. People are dying. So then he decides to confess.
Right.
And before he decides to confess, that's when he realizes the bullet leads into the crazy guy that Harvey Dent had captured.
Right.
And was threatened with that bullet, Russian roulette, with the coin toss.
Right.
And then, because remember, the coin is important because rule of three, first time you see it in the court case, second time you see it with the crazy guy, and both times the coin is double-headed. So it's heads on both sides.
Right.
Very important for the third time, rule of three. Every director should know it. But anyway, yeah. So the crazy guy, things are falling apart, and that's when Thingamajig is like, you can't give up. You know, Harvey Dent's like, you can't give up, and he's frustrated. And that's when the press conference happens, and that's when Harvey Dent decides, nah, G, I can't, I'm gonna Thingamajiggy. And that's when
Rachel take the bullet.
Yes. And that's when Rachel's a piece of garbage. I hated any. People always say like Skylar from Breaking Bad is the worst. Rachel is the bloody effing worst in my opinion. She's like, let Harvey Dent do it. And it's like, And Michael Caine is trying to talk her down, but it doesn't work because it's Rachel we're talking about.
Right.
So Rachel reads the letter, and that's when the big set piece of the prison transport happens.
Okay, let's get there. Please just remind me to tell you guys something after we discuss this piece, because it's also important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, let's continue. I'll get there. I'll say my thing. I can't say it now because I have to say it at that moment, if that makes sense.
All right.
Okay.
Shall we go over the set piece, or there's something we think we've forgotten?
Yeah, let's go there.
Because we've mentioned the bad cops already. We've mentioned the coin.
Right.
We've mentioned the chaos, the tension. So yeah, I think everything's set up for the set piece. Yeah, all the pieces are coming together, and that's when, the unknown, unfaced van driver takes them off, and then they go down the road. The roads are empty. The Joker's people suddenly show up there's a burnt car, and they decide which forces them onto the bridge.
Right.
Bridge. America's a weird country. I would love to see a double-layered bridge in my lifetime. It's like what's it? 6 lanes and then 2 levels.
Right.
What? Anyway, digressing. So we see that.
Before you continue on that digress, the craziest bridge I ever saw was in China. They were building a highway on top of a highway.
What?
While that highway was still busy,
they
didn't stop it. They were building another one because the traffic was so crazy. They had to build another one on top. They were building, and I was just like, "Oh my future soul!" That would take 30 years in South Africa.
Yeah,
and then it still wouldn't be complete.
Disappear. Yeah, 2/3 of the money would disappear. Somehow the president was getting 16 million back. It would suddenly come back.
Oh man.
Back under his pillow somehow.
And it would still have potholes. Imagine something like that having potholes, bro.
Oh no, it's not possible. I bet you that bridge they blew up in the next movie will probably got fixed the same week. But anyway, back to the movie. Yeah, that's when the Joker shows up, starts with a machine gun, with an SMG. And you see, dude, this man, the fact that there are so few special effects in this movie blows my mind.
Right.
When you think about like the of when they shoot the thingamajiggy, and you're like,
the van.
Yeah, I wonder what they did to make that happen. And then, starting machine gun. Then, as he's about to whip out the rocket launcher, that's when the Batmobile comes out.
Yeah.
And takes out the truck, sort of. Yeah, no, it does take out the truck before they can throw the rocket launcher. But then it wipes itself out. The van is on its own again. Helicopters come, and they do my favorite thing in every movie, which is destroy the helicopter. Right. Have you ever seen a helicopter make it to the end of a movie, dog? It's not possible. You'll never see a helicopter at the beginning and then see a helicopter at the end. Nah, it's going down. Think about it.
Yeah.
The only helicopter that makes it is the last one that comes and picks up the people when everything is done. Otherwise, they don't make it. They all crash.
Yeah.
They all just eat ground. And then it's like, why would you get on them? But anyway.
Or the person who's trying to get on it dies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or the helicopter pilot dies immediately. Guys, we need to get here. Always. I could be shooting at the ground. It'll somehow hit the helicopter pilot. No one knows how.
Being a henchman, being a helicopter pilot, being a security, the worst jobs in movies. Like, yo, you're gonna get injured. You're gonna get injured. You're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if a plane crashes anywhere, it doesn't matter if the plane didn't even get any damage. The pilot is a dead man walking. Yeah. That pilot, because he must be the first person to die as a plot element. Because if the pilot's still alive, okay, then he's in charge. Can't have that.
Or if there's a plane hijacking or something.
Yeah, he's got to go.
Oh, pilot. Bye, pilot.
Even the co-pilot won't make it, bro.
Dude, he'll be the worst one. You'll be like, I'm scared, and they'll shoot him first.
Anyway,
guys, do you remember that scene in Austin Powers
mhm.
where he's on the ice and then the guy's like, no, stop. And Austin Powers is like 30 meters away and no one's running away and he eventually gets run over.
Yeah.
And then they call him as like henchman services. And it's like, you said to inform me that your husband is performing his duties as a henchman. And then the wife is like, no one ever thinks about the henchman's family.
That's my dream movie. I've got this dream movie. It's called like a Harley Quinn movie, right?
Right.
When you just see Harley Quinn like behind the Dark Knight, setting up the rolls of petrol that are about to explode. You know what I mean? Or you cut a scene of a guy like being like, oh, I've got to get to this meeting at this time. And then Batman lands in his car. Like, you know, the Rachel scene where like he catches him and then lands on someone's car. Yeah, that guy's late for a meeting. Otherwise, if you're not there, it's over. Explain yourself. Explain yourself.
Boss, Batman, wafika emotweni. Batman, photo Batman.
It's gonna be hard to prove it, yo.
That's exactly. Look at you, you're fired.
No, you see what happened? The Hulk, he was fighting this other guy. He was made of sand, so the Hulk was even moto. Yeah.
That's why I feel like some of these characters are actually villain in some of these people's lives. Like, you know, these movies where the cop is like hijacking someone and taking their car, bro.
Yeah. Yes, because that car's not coming back. What are you crazy? Which is funny. If you actually think about it, that's basically what Spider-Man Far From Home, or is it Homecoming? Which one is the first one again? Spider-Man, what's it called?
Yeah,
Homecoming. Yeah.
First one, yeah.
Yeah, first one is Homecoming because it's about the homecoming dance, and then the second one is
Far From Home,
and then the third one is No Way Home because Far From Home because he's not in America. And then No Way Home because now he can't come back.
I feel like the one that's going to come out now, it's going to be called Home Alone, but we'll see.
I would love it. I would love it.
Because Aunt May's dead, right? So he's alone now.
Of course.
Aunt May's dead. He's no longer with Mary Jane.
Exactly. So Home Alone.
He's not even with Ned. He's not even with Ned, bruh.
Exactly.
Pitch for the perfect Carnage movie. Get me out, dude. I want to pitch this one day to people. But like, imagine Spider-Man, right? They're at one of those like outings or whatever, right? And they go to like a science facility, right?
Right.
Where there's testing being done, and Carnage is there, and Carnage gets unleashed, and now Spider-Man has to keep like 50 people alive, while Carnage is all over the place, and he can't really swing up and down, so he has to try and keep things locked in. Can you imagine the horror movie that would be?
Yo.
That sounds like a fun episode of something.
Dude,
Yeah.
I could do that 2 hours, man. I'm telling you, dude, that would be terrifying. And he has to try and be clever, because Spider-Man's a clever guy. I'm sure he could come up with some combinations while fighting Carnage at the same time.
Unless if he's running out of cartridges as well.
Yes, that's another thing.
Yeah.
And
because only Toby pulled it out, you know.
Yes, exactly. Out of you.
Unless he's got performance anxiety.
Right. Does it come out of your butt? No.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway. Batman is chasing the Joker while the Joker is chasing who he thought Batman was. So basically at this time, Joker realizes, okay, Harvey Dent is not Batman. Okay. But it's too late. He's still trying to...
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think now he figures that Gordon is alive, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Obviously,
when...
shows up, but then he's like, I'm going to use this guy as bait.
Right.
And then he still chases after him.
And then the Batmobile somehow gets in a position where it can't really pass a certain point. It needs to be a bit narrow That's when Bruce now, or he got damaged. I forgot one of the two.
When he ran into a truck, you're not allowed to do that.
Right.
As
Yeah,
much as it's a hammer, but like
It
it's still a
becomes like
car.
the bat cycle
Yeah.
basically,
Yes.
and he still goes after the Joker. And what happens again? He manages to topple the truck, right?
Yes, in one of the most beautiful scenes you'll ever see, that truck flipping over. That's a real truck, guys. But yeah, he manages to swing under the truck with one of the coolest moves ever. Yanks the cable like a Looney Tunes character, and that truck goes.
Joker
Yeah.
comes out, and
That
then
was a scene straight out of Animaniacs, bro.
and then they sort of do like a what's this?
Chicken. Game of chicken.
A game of chicken, and Joker's like, "Come on, baby."
I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
And
actually, and I agree with Rob. It's actually in having so little, they actually made a lot
right,
because they didn't have a lot of
special
special effects and blowing up everything
That's
and
practical.
every 2 seconds a car's flipping over because
Yeah.
the cop cars are also being a cop in a car chase. That's very bad. The cars went flipping over and everything. So it was very like simple and direct, and you were just engaged because there was not a lot of distracting you, but it was also well focused.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
And sometimes you can tell, like even subconsciously, you can tell. Like, do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Deep in our minds, we can tell that this is fake. Like a lot of the new Star Wars TV shows got this great new technology, right? With the whole way, like God, it's so cool. So basically, like you've got the camera records, and then in the background, it actually builds the CGI behind you, basically.
What?
So like, on the desert, it'll shoot the desert against the wall behind you and keep doing this. It's like a weird soundproof circular room. But if you notice how the actors move, they all kind of move all stilted. They don't really move around a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they're in a small room. And subconsciously, as film watchers, you may not have noticed it, but your brain did. And when you do practical in a real location, hell, Ian McKellen cried.
Oh yes, during The Hobbit, one of the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they took so much away from him. Yeah.
He felt alone, even though there was a whole crew.
Yeah.
But he lost it. Yeah.
Exactly. Look at Obi-Wan. Not Obi-Wan. The original Star Wars, when he fights General Grievous. There's a cool part where.
Just give me a second.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yes, when he fights General Grievous, there's a funny moment where General Grievous like, and he's like swings all four of his lightsabers.
Right.
And Obi-Wan is just saying like, "Nigga, you're not gonna flinch. Not even gonna flinch. You're gonna stand there like you're watching TV with us. You here with popcorn.
Right.
That doesn't make sense."
Right.
So Christopher Nolan understands that there's that layer of disconnect. What's so valuable about real life effects.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway,
and I think also filmmakers have become lazy because of all the special effects. They become lazy to just think of something. I guess they always think it has to be grand and spectacular. Like
that's a conversation that we really need to have, because I heard somewhere that back then what made movies so great is they knew that the special effects were not so great, so they relied heavily on the story. But now it seems like it's the opposite, where they have great technology on their hands that now it's about the visual effects, the explosions, this and that over the story.
Yeah, think about something basic, like a gunshot. Me shooting in the chest. In the olden days, you got squibs, right? Or if you couldn't afford squibs, or if you didn't want the actor to hurt himself, because a squib hurts, by the way. It's an explosion happening on your body. So it actually physically hurts.
By squib, you mean that fake blood thing,
yeah,
right?
Fake blood that bursts out of a person's body.
Right.
Yeah, that's a real explosion happening against your skin.
Like so this, it's like paintballing type.
It's like getting hit in a way. That's how much it hurts. Jeez. So one guy, he got hit in the head with he did a squib thing, and he had a lump on his head for the rest of the scene. He just had this big doop, and there was nothing to do about it. So now instead, what some people would do is they do the thing where like, okay, gun pointed at him, then the gun, then splash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now in CGI, you don't have to do that anymore. I can show you the thing, and yeah, now you get computer graphic tomato sauce, as opposed to a real hole in the wall. Now they draw a hole in the wall. And before it was creative filmmaking, now it's just filmmaking.
Right.
Yeah, so we lost something.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, because also now they don't know now. Like you'll say, okay, I need to make this fight scene in this whatever high-rise building, whatever. But I can't really do that because my actors will die. How do I make it? So
Right.
now they're not thinking. They're just like, okay, let's do the CGI war and let's do it, and then we'll do it in post. Everything is like, we'll fix it in post. We'll fix it in
Dude,
post.
it's so bad that I think I saw some of the behind the scenes footage of Endgame. Dude, they even now CGI hair, bro.
Dude.
Like, it was crazy. When I saw who's this? What's the name of this lady? Brie Larson. The scene where I think she was landing the ship that carried Tony Stark. She had cut her hair in real life, but because it was a scene that happened before the final part of the movie, they had to superimpose her fake long hair. Dude, it was crazy.
Why not just get a wig? Like, it's so much simpler.
I don't know.
Get a wig or get extensions. Like, come
But it
on.
looks amazing. It's not like it looks bad. It looks great. It's just, I was like.
But that's just points to the laziness of it all.
Yeah.
And that's great. Let's not forget Henry Cavill's mustache.
Oh, yeah. It's like he had a mouth guard.
Hey, dog. Oh God, that mustache. Oh
Just
Jesus.
because he
See what I
signed a
mean?
contract
All
that
you
he
needed
should-
was the guy from makeup, whatever they do, and then they put it on him. And you're done. There was no need for it. Now it looks like he's got a worm on his face.
But guys, don't you think that Henry Cavill would do a really nice what's that? Do you guys remember Chip and Dale, the cartoon?
Yeah?
Yes.
Chip was based on Indiana Jones, and then Dale was based on
Magnum,
PI.
right? Yes.
Magnum PI. Don't you think that Henry Cavill would do a great Magnum PI film with that mustache?
The generation might be too far ahead. They'd be like, "What am I watching right now?" The young
There is a remake of Magnum PI already. There's a remake of Hawaii 5-0, and there's now a remake of Quantum Leap.
I'm so shocked there was a remake of Walker, Texas Ranger.
What?
It's on season 3, bruh. I was like, what? With
and the guy from Supernatural.
From Supernatural, the big one.
Jensen Ackles.
No, the brother Sam.
Oh.
Yeah, the big one.
Does he even do spin kicks? Does anyone know? Because I need a spin kick.
I don't know.
A spin kick.
If Walker doesn't spin kick, is he really Walker? Like, come on. Like, guys, come on.
Yeah, no, dude.
No, man. Actually,
there's even a Dookie Howser now, but it's getting cancelled, I think, on Disney Plus. But it's not an American thing. I think it's like a Hawaiian thing, if I'm not.
No, it is American, but it's just in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Hawaii is America.
Oh yeah.
Hawaii is America.
Blonde moment.
Fire, you wouldn't know it was in America, but anyway.
Pardon?
The way they reacted to the fire, you wouldn't know that Hawaii was in America. Like, shit was cold. But yeah.
And then celebrities are like, "Oh, I've spent 60 million here. Why don't you donate?" Like, bitch.
Oh, okay, yo. Like, hey. You can't be competing with people like Oprah here.
Hey, dog.
And that time, Oprah is a billionaire. It's not even a millionaire now.
So what's happened recently? There was a fire in Hawaii?
Yeah. Well, the fire in Hawaii, right? Was devastating. One of the largest fires in America's history.
Right.
They estimate that 1,000 people are missing, basically. Like, they confirmed about over 100 people are 100% dead. 1,000 people missing. They think that could be up to 1,000 people dead. They don't know yet.
What
Yeah.
caused it? Was it just a natural thing?
Power lines.
Oh.
But it wasn't global warming. It was actually foreign grass.
Human beings.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, foreign grass. What happened was they put an invasive grass, species of grass, whatever, right?
Right.
And then that grass dried up because it's not the right season or whatever.
Right.
Power lines hit it. Fire blew up. Well, fire, things got hot. And then government took over and a lot of people died.
So
That last part.
who contributed? It's Oprah and because I think I saw something with The Rock and Oprah. I don't know. Is that
Oprah were like, guys, please bring funds. We'll then take those funds and give them to the people that need it. And it's like, what?
Why should we trust you?
Look, I saw what happened with the Black Lives Matters one. Apparently they raised close to like $500 million.
Right.
Yes.
Not even half of that, not even 5% of that money has gone to helping people that have been wrongfully arrested, which was the whole point of that thing, to help people wrongfully arrested. Can you imagine if like 10% of that money just went to help people fight their cases? When Haiti came through, the Gates Foundation, they literally, I kid you not, bro. I kid you not. They built like 10 houses, donated like 100K, but they raised like 2 billion.
Wow. So this thing is okay. This thing is a human problem. It's not a South African issue. It's a human issue.
My guy, basically giving aid to these people, it's a legal scam at this point, because how have you raised funds of over $1 billion and you've built like 10, 20 houses?
Yeah. But I will say there is a difference though. Here's the difference in my opinion. It's the levels. Like, yes, Oprah has more money than probably our whole country. Bill Gates has more money than our whole country. Yes.
Right.
But these are all individuals. This government is the culmination of 50 million people.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's one thing for us to be corrupt. It's another thing for the government to be corrupt.
Right.
And that's the biggest problem. But again, we're getting into politics. Let's not go too deep into this. You guys
are even making me wonder whether we should have such conversations separately out of this podcast. Maybe we should.
We really should. Let's go back.
But anyway, because it's mind-blowing, bro. It's mind-blowing. Okay, so, back to Batman being awesome and flip trucks.
After Batman basically just chickens out and doesn't hit the Joker, Commissioner Gordon comes out and then arrests the Joker. And that's where everybody's all happy, and even the Joker's like, because basically what happens is Gordon did such a great thing that he was promoted same time to commissioner.
One time. Well, it's not like he was like, hey, brah, no one else wants this job, and you're the only crazy enough to do it. So
no, he earned it, because think about it.
Besides that,
this guy, he helped with the Ra's al Ghul thing in the previous movie, so he has been slowly and gradually earning his stripes. Yeah. And this only goes to show how brilliant the Joker is. I guess he told himself, should I get arrested, I still need to have a plan in motion anyway. That Batman didn't even think about, because like I said, Joker is 10 steps ahead of everybody.
Man was the Queen's Gambit, bro.
Yeah. He's in an interrogation room. Gordon interrogates him, and then Gordon then leaves. Lights go out. They come back on. Boom.
Someone gets a phone call.
Head to the table. It's like when he opens, it's Batman.
And then he says, like, the best line is like, dude, not the head. Then I can't think straight. And then that's where Batman literally starts.
This dog just punches his hand. Bah! Like, much better.
That's better.
But you see, those are the jokes we're talking about right there. That's the brilliant writing right there. right?
Straight. No winking at the camera. No winking at the audience. It's
Right.
played. Yeah.
Basically. Mm-hmm.
Heath Ledger told Christian Bale to hit him for real, as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Hit.
So that it's authentic.
Yes, so that's authentic. Yeah.
So
that dude really took that role, man, way too seriously.
He took it way too seriously, bro, and it earned him an Oscar.
Yep, posthumous, sadly.
Deservedly so.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like he was brilliant. Like people are still talking about it.
And everybody who's playing the Joker is trying to outdo him. That's how powerful or iconic that role was.
And that's where I think they're flopping. They shouldn't try to outdo him. It's just like, how can where am I interpreting this?
Right.
Yeah.
Because there were certain things with who's the blue-eyed guy?
The blue-eyed guy.
The blue-eyed one. Alexander's boyfriend. Jared Leto. There were a few scenes where you saw Jared Leto being the Joker, not Jared Leto trying to outdo the Joker.
Yes.
Like there's that scene where he's laughing and then his hand there's a tattoo on his hand. I love that scene. And then he's like, that was nice, but then.
Yeah. Did you see the interview with the director of Suicide Squad?
Ayer.
Was that John? Yeah, David Ayer. Where it was John Burnham. Where he basically says, "Wow, this is our show. We're allowed to swear, right?"
Yeah.
Imagine the girl you love being fucked by the person you hate the most. That's how he described Suicide Squad. Because he said he had the perfect, dark, beautiful movie.
Right.
That Batman vs. Superman flopped. Well, it didn't. Well, it made less money than expected.
Right.
It flopped.
Change the movie. Well, compared to this year's movies, it's a massive success.
Right. Oh yeah, I remember that. You're right. They had to do reshoots, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. They took the movie away from him, and then they gave to a movie trailer studio that does movie trailers to do the edit themselves. So David Ayer was kicked out of his own movie, and then that Jokey Joke movie was made. So the depressing Suicide Squad Joker was supposed to get, we only got glimpses of him. The best glimpse you get to see him though is of the Snyder cut, when him and Batman are talking, and he has to hold himself together.
Yeah.
Batman says something, and he has to keep something about Harley Quinn. He has to keep himself together.
Yeah.
I think because remember, Jared Leto's already won an Oscar. That could have gotten him a second Oscar if we got that Joker.
Can we just talk a bit about directors being done dirty? This was not the first time. Okay, obviously, even fans to this day are saying release the Ayer cut, which is true.
Yep.
But also, Richard Donner in Superman 2, something similar happened where he couldn't finish his movie. Then I think later in the years, there was the Donner cut that came out. And then the guy who directed Fantastic Four, is it Tim Story? I forgot who it was.
The Chronicle guy. You talking about the Chronicle guy?
The Chronicle guy.
Yeah.
He was also
I love that movie.
He was also taken out of that movie.
Yep.
That's why that movie feels different. Like
yes,
it feels unbalanced.
Hair. Yeah. Every now and then you'll see that woman has what's her face has terrible hair because they had to because her hair was different for the original shots, and then they had to give her a wig, and it was the worst wig ever.
Kate Mara.
Yeah, the one who plays the Invisible Girl.
Yeah.
Shit again, and you'll see the wig, and you'll be like, oh, okay, this is where they did the cuts.
Jeez. You see, that's the problem with taking. And look, I could be wrong, but I've always gotten the feeling that Zack Snyder was actually booted out. Like I could be wrong, but I think
he was. You were absolutely right.
Yeah,
okay.
He was.
Behind the scenes stuff. And they were done with Zack Snyder from Justice League. Unfortunately, his daughter committing suicide made their lives a lot easier.
Yes.
They were done. They were done with it.
Yes.
Oh, guys, we gotta finish up. I got work in the morning.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Wait, yeah.
We're almost done. So basically, okay, Joker reveals that Rachel and Harvey Dent Yeah, which is something that I wanted to say. I wanted to say earlier on, but I was waiting for this moment. There's a trope in superhero movies where the villain is given the superhero two options. It happened in the first Superman movie in the 70s, where Superman had to choose either to stop a missile. I think he had no Lex took launched two missiles from two different places, and Superman had to decide which one to stop because he
Yeah.
couldn't do both of them at the same time. Which, if you think about it in today's times, he could have said both because he's that fast. But anyway,
And of course, you have a Spider-Man movie without it happening. It's impossible. There's no such thing as a Spider-Man movie without him making that decision at some point.
yes, because in the first Spider-Man movie, he had to either choose between Mary Jane or the kids on the bus or something like that.
Yes.
So the same thing happens here on Batman.
Yeah.
The love of your life,
Yeah.
or the White Knight,
Yes.
right? And he chooses the White Knight. He chooses Harvey Dent.
Actually, apparently, no. Apparently, from what I understand, actually, they're saying that the Joker lied. From what I've been hearing from fans.
Okay.
Because remember, when Batman literally says, "I'm going for Rachel,"
Right.
Yeah.
ends up weekend. So people are saying what happened was he was going for Rachel because he loves her.
Yes.
Joker's a liar. The devil's a liar, buddy. You know what I mean? So he
Gordon-
ended up with
Gordon was hoping to go for Dent, and then
yeah.
he didn't make it on time, and then Rachel died.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. So Joker won here because he killed the love of Batman's life.
Yeah. And he broke. Remember, Harvey Dent loves Rachel, so he broke the White Knight as well.
Yeah. So basically, the most righteous character now, at this point, is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see how hurt he is through the physical representation of what goes through his face, because he's never the same after that.
That was actually a beautiful Two-Face that they did. Like, they didn't give him this, special effect one, whatever. They literally just took his skin off, and I was like, no.
Yep. And that's when the rule of threes kicks in, and you see the coin. The coin that used to have the same face on both sides gets burnt on the one side, and now it becomes full-on Two-Face in one go. And that setup is paid off beautifully.
Right.
The setup of the sus people in Gordon's crew setup paid off.
Right.
What else? Okay, now that's about it. Yeah, moving on. Yeah.
And then basically, obviously, Bruce is mourning the death of Rachel. Alfred is basically, what's this?
He burns that letter, man. He did the right thing.
He burned it, no?
Yeah.
Okay, he read
it.
He burnt it.
He read it, and then when he was about to give it to her, and then Bruce was like, "She was waiting for me. This was gonna be my chance." And then he was like, "Yeah, my G don't need to know the truth." When he burns.
That's what I know, but he took an L from a dead girl.
Right.
Hey man, Sheba, imagine getting an L, dog, like that. Like, hey man, Alfred was looking out, man.
Yeah. So let's just speed it up a bit because we still have a lot to cover. What happens again?
Then the consequences of the actions happen, and Harvey Dent kind of falls apart.
He loses it.
Continues. Yeah.
And then one of the best scenes ever happens in the hospital with Harvey and the Joker.
Right.
Where the Joker's just like, "Hey, bruh, you say it's my fault. Now I'm a criminal. This is what I'm supposed to do. But the people who are supposed to protect you, they're the ones who let you down. Because I couldn't have gotten to you if those people didn't take bribes. So I'm not the bad guy because I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
But the people who were supposed to do what they're supposed to do, they didn't do what they were supposed to do. So that's why Rachel is dead. It's not my fault Rachel is dead.
Right.
It's their fault.
The line.
And then he just messes with him. And that's where now the payoff of the corruption also comes in through now. Because he's like, I've been telling you your people are corrupt. And you didn't listen to me. And now Rachel is dead. And now they're going to pay.
The line that Harvey did at the dinner scene in the beginning of the movie where he was saying, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
Yes.
That becomes his life now because he didn't die a hero, but he lived long enough and eventually became, you could say, an anti-hero.
Yes.
Because he was going after corrupt. He wasn't just like pushing crime.
Yeah, it's not like he was going after innocent people.
He literally put a gun to a small child's head.
No, I was gonna get there. No, I was gonna get there.
Yeah.
Apart from that kid,
Yeah.
everybody that he went after was an evil person.
Yes.
Yeah.
After the cop, the lady, and the guy, and then after then Falcone.
Yes.
Mm.
He went on his own man on fire, Denzel Washington run.
Yeah. But I like how he tossed the coin to Falcone, to Maroni, no? And then Maroni was in the clear, but it's like, but your driver isn't.
Yeah.
Like somebody gotta die.
Yeah. You're safe, but your driver isn't.
Yeah, because he rolled, he tossed twice. He tossed twice, yeah.
Right. So, okay. Joker plants 2 bombs in 2 ships, one with the citizens, one with inmates from Gotham prison, and he basically gives both of them detonators from each boat, and then he gives them a time limit to say, you guys need to blow each other up within this time. If you don't,
both of you
will die. Yeah.
And it's also how it's the good people and the bad people.
Right.
The good people and on both the good people. And crazy enough, it was the good people who were like,
let's kill them. And then the bad people are like, no, let's not.
Then give it to me.
Yeah.
Dude, Debo was literally what? He said like 5 lines, and I was like,
but how deep was he? How deep were those 5 lines?
They were deep.
I don't think it was even 5 lines. He says like, give it to me.
One day we need to do a what's that movie again?
You can't do what needs to be. You can just say I took it from you. And then he says one more line like you don't have the heart to do what needs to be done to have or something.
Yeah.
So it was literally like those 4 lines. and 2 of them were repeated because he said give it to me twice.
Yeah. And it's because the director matters, guys. The director matters. When you put Tyler Perry with David Fincher in Gone Girl, you get a fantastic Tyler Perry.
Right.
When you put Debo next to Christopher Nolan, Debo and flipping Michael Jai White with Christopher Nolan, you get fantastic performances.
Right.
As opposed to another Friday movie or another Michael Jai White fly kick someone in the neck.
Hey man,
Hey man, those movies are awesome. Okay,
you're not saying
Michael Jai's wife flying kicks.
Gary Gray is a bad director, but he's not Christopher Nolan. I agree.
Nolan. The only way Michael Jai White's getting an Oscar with one of those movies is if he shoots someone through a door.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Michael Jai White, do you think there'll ever be a Spawn with all the new technology? Because Spawn already had.
I think there will be a Spawn because Todd McFarlane has been talking about directing a Spawn movie, but I don't think it will be Michael Jai White. And what Michael Jai White has said in the past is the director was more focused on the special effects than the story.
He was straight fact.
So that's what really messed up the story of Spawn.
Because that's a mega cost, fantastic cost. I think everyone did the best they could with the script they were given.
Right.
And it was put somewhere else. I agree.
Yeah.
Even John Leguizamo did a good job.
Dude, I was just about to say John Leguizamo could be like, dude, please be a drywall, and you'll be like, yo, guys, that drywall, like that guy can act.
Energy into it. That man's got energy, definitely.
So
I mean, just look at him in John Wick. He literally is like, well, sir, your son stole John Wick's car, and then he killed his dog. And you felt like, we didn't know who John Wick was, but we knew, we don't know who this John Wick is.
But to go down.
It's about to go down.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
So
beat
Joker also, guys. No, this guy was also always. So what he does is, there was some policemen in some building. I don't remember what they were doing there. So he basically, pardon?
hostage situation, you mean?
Yes. Oh yeah. And then he takes the uniform of those people, of the cops, and puts it on his henchmen.
Mm-hmm.
So when Batman comes there to try and save the cops, he figures out that, oh, flip, he actually used the henchmen to wear the cop, what's this, uniform.
Cop uniform.
So when reinforcements arrive, they see Batman fighting cops. They don't see Batman fighting henchmen. They see him fighting cops. So now Batman he's fighting fake cops and is fighting real cops at the same time. That was amazing.
And another indication of Joker's intelligence.
Yeah. We're forgetting about
and forward thinking and planning. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm saying we're forgetting about the momentum that was created by the chaos of everything going on. Remember, Gordon is at his most desperate right now.
Right.
He's desperate. Everyone is panicking. Everyone is desperate. Gordon realizes the momentum that was caused. Because again, the Rico Act was dubious. What against it? It all relied on the momentum that the Joker was breaking piece by piece. And Gordon kind of realized this, which is why he's like, I've got to get Dent now.
Right.
I need Dent back now.
Right.
And he doesn't acknowledge how lost Dent is.
Right.
You know what I mean? He doesn't want to. Not until the guns are on his kids anyway. So that's why Batman, even though he's being reasonable to Gordon, Gordon's not willing to listen right now. He needs to get Dent out.
Right.
Meanwhile, he doesn't know that Dent is free. He walked away a long time ago.
Yeah.
Our situation. And I'm forgetting something. Oh, this is the height of the Lucius storyline.
Yes.
Where Lucius is like, you can't use this thing. We said you're not going to use it again.
Right.
And he's like, I just need to use it once, then you can destroy it.
Right. The technology.
Yes, I just need to burn the forest, which is where the metaphor of the burning the forest comes back.
Right.
Let's set up the payoff. Burn the forest down. Yeah. That all comes together.
Because he's trying to identify where the Joker is.
Yes.
But in order for him to do that, he needs access to everybody else's cell phones or something, right?
Yeah, to create a map so we can see where's everyone.
Right.
Exactly. So yeah,
he's doing that while fighting fake cops.
Mm-hmm.
And real cops.
And making sure that he doesn't kill the real cops. I think what he'll do is just use like his grappling gun to just tie them together, not kill them, keep them, leave them hanging. And that was amazing.
Some shooting the hostages by mistake, yes.
Yes, and then that's when the actual cops start realizing, oh, flip, these are our colleagues, Mus.
Yeah. And he gets to the Joker, yes.
Gets to the Joker, finally catches onto him, but doesn't kill him. He just manages to catch him upside down. Joker is laughing. He's laughing because it's like, dude, you make my life fun. Like without you, this whole thing would be boring, bro.
Like I was hoping no one exposes your identity, because if they expose your identity, what the hell am I gonna do? I'm a dog chasing a car. If I caught it, I don't know what I would do with myself.
Right.
But now you guys are missing the main point of the point of the movie. The main point of the movie, which is order versus chaos.
Right.
Batman, as the intros showed, Batman is order, Joker is chaos.
Right.
Just like the scene in Zack Snyder's Watchmen, where like all the monologuing, right? The guy's giving the speech, and he's like, "I wouldn't have given this speech if you guys could have stopped me. I've already set the bombs off. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, yeah, Ozymandias, yeah.
Yes, and it turns out Joker did exactly the same thing Ozymandias did.
Right.
He already won. The mission was not the boat. The mission was not the hostages.
Right.
The mission was to darken the White Knight, which he did.
He did.
The movie's already over. He's won. And now what's happening now is Batman has to deal with the aftermath, which is try to catch Harvey Dent.
Okay, I think there's something that the people might catch us on in the comments for. There's a part where he actually burns money because he tells the mafia guys that, guys, it's never been about the money. All right, you guys are messed up, and so he basically screwed over the mafia. He basically, like this in this movie, Joker got away with
it. Doesn't he burn his half?
No.
Yeah, underneath everyone else's half.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just his half.
No,
No,
no.
I don't know why. I thought he burned his half.
Uh-uh.
the line he says is, I'm burning my half, which is at the bottom of the pile. You understand?
Okay.
Right. Right. Anyway, so that's sorted
Yeah.
out. He's arrested. Then we discover that
Money.
Harvey Dent now went to Commissioner Gordon's home,
Grabbed his wife and kid.
grabbed his wife and kid, and the kid is actually Joffrey from Game of Thrones. And
Poor kid literally quit acting because people were hating on him so much for the. That's how much he killed that Joffrey character.
no, that was a great character.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But anyway, to cut the long story short, Bruce saves the kid but breaks his leg in the process, which is gonna become a major thing in the third movie.
Yeah.
And then basically the police basically are chasing him. Harvey Dent, I think, kills himself.
No, okay, wait. I feel like you're going back and forth in like different directions. You're like hitting a 5, a 1, and a 2.
Okay.
The final showdown is Harvey Dent is on a building, a construction site on the top floor,
Right.
with Gordon's kids, and it's Gordon versus Dent.
Right.
Then Batman shows up, and then before you can shoot the kid, because he's been doing coin tosses this whole time.
Right.
Coin toss, shoot, coin toss, shoot,
Right.
and then he jumps off the building with Harvey Dent. They both fall down.
Oh yes.
Dent hits the floor and dies.
Right.
Batman hits. And now the whole Rico Act thing that was dubious in the first place.
Right.
But they know that the Dent is a criminal too. Those criminals are free. There's no jury in the world that's going to convict them when the person trying to put them away is actually a criminal too.
Right.
So they know everything they've done. This whole movie, from the first scene to the final scene, is about to thrown away.
Right.
So they say, Batman's like, I can take it.
Yeah.
So to undermine the Joker's victory, they pretend that Harvey Dent died a hero. Now it's Batman that killed the cops. It's Batman that held up these kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when the cops basically start chasing him. And between him and Dent and Fox and Pennyworth, they're the only ones who know the truth.
Yes.
And that's where the line that says that he is not the hero that Gotham needs, but he's the hero that Gotham deserves. Needs in a sense that Gotham needs Harvey Dent.
Yes.
But Gotham actually deserves Batman, because in order to save a dark place, a corrupt place like Gotham, you have to be slightly corrupt yourself in a way. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because Batman is not the cleanest man in the world. He's not the cleanest character. He's not meant to be.
Exactly.
So yeah, it ends with him running from the police, and that's the end of the film.
Bat signal. Yeah.
Bat signal getting destroyed. His legacy that he built up, that you don't have to be afraid of criminals, destroyed.
Right.
Everything, all the goodwill he'd built up, everything gone.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, let us know your thoughts on our take on The Dark Knight. Oh, before we close, quickly, who's the best character in your opinion, and who's the worst character in your opinion?
Heath Ledger, and then Rachel.
Okay. And you, Zooks?
Yeah, no one tops Heath Ledger. The Joker was a masterpiece. Harvey Dent, when he becomes Two-Face, is a close second.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rachel, because you can't like, she was mad at Bruce for having all that money and doing nothing.
Right.
And now that he's got all this money, he's doing something, she's still mad at him. Like, man.
Rachel has always had an issue with Bruce since the first movie, guys.
Yeah, just out here beefing.
Yeah. I guess you guys are correct. That's the best and the worst. And funny enough, even though Rachel is the worst character, Maggie Gyllenhaal is a better Rachel than Katie Holmes.
True, better actor in general. Yes.
Yeah.
But I was about to say she's a better actress. So.
Yeah.
A great job playing a terrible person. My God.
Yeah. Fun fact: her brother was actually considered to play Batman. Well, he was one of the runner-ups to play Batman before Christopher Bale got the role. Yeah. But anyway.
Like
He wouldn't
now,
have been bad. He wouldn't have been bad. No.
Jake Gyllenhaal is so wonderful as an actor.
Yeah.
To me, he is white Will Smith, if that makes any sense. He's
Well,
charismatic. He's wonderful.
yeah.
Everything he does, he's the best part of every movie.
Yeah.
But being even Nightcrawler, he was charismatic.
Right.
If you know what I'm saying.
Right. No, he's good. He's really good. He's amazing. He can
Exactly.
be funny. He can be serious.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I was about to say no. Then I remembered him in Prince of Persia. Even though the movie wasn't all that great, he was great in it.
You know, there's something that Michael Rappaport said once when he was being interviewed by Vlad on Vlad TV. Vlad asked him, "Have you done bad movies?" He said, "I've done bad movies, but I was not bad in them." That's Jake Gyllenhaal right there.
Yeah.
Even if a movie is not great, he's not the reason the movie is not great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
It's like Michael Fassbender. You can say Michael Fassbender is a horrible actor,
Assassin's Creed was boring as all fuck.
but it was not his fault.
It's not his fault.
You know? Yeah. But guys, thank you so much. We've hit 2 hours and something minutes. And from myself, Mr. Extraordin, and Rob Sibeko, the co-hosts, with our special guest, Zanazugo, thank you so much for checking out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we're going to give you more content in the long run. We're probably going to do the Dark Knight Rises next week. But there's also other topics that Rob and I will come up with and do. It's going to be crazy. But yeah,
I think we must watch this one so that we can remember the things, because we know it, but there's little minute details that we probably missed.
Right, but this is my least favorite from the trilogy. But yeah, we'll get into it.
I think if it wasn't for Bane, I don't think it would be worth watching again.
True. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll definitely see you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
All right, guys. No, thank you so much.
All right, short, man.